Hi everybody. So I am a sucker for fishing in survival games, and with the crush depth update for Abiotic Factor, they added fishing, and I just kind of wanted to go over some of the basics. I haven't gotten exceptionally far in the game as far as the progress goes, so I probably post another video about if I've noticed any changes to fishing after, kind of the earlier points in the game, but just wanted to kind of show some of the basics of what we got going on. So you unlock the fishing pole pretty early, and it is under farming. You just need some pretty basic materials, so you can make it pretty early. And basically it allows you to fish in pretty much any body of water, and that includes fountains, the swimming pool here, any of the ponds or lakes that you find. And here's how it works. So when you've got the fishing pole equipped, you just hold left mouse button to cast. The longer you hold it, the further you'll cast. And then you're going to get a little notification that you've got a nibble, and then you'll see a circle or a shadow circling around your. There you go. Now the shadow is just representative of something's on the line. It doesn't mean. And now you start the mini game. So what it's going to do is going to go through a series of these little where the thing is pulling, and you want to pull your rod the opposite direction from which way the fish is going. And you do that by using your WASD keys for keyboard. And when it stops resisting, you hold down left mouse click to reel it in. And you don't have to do that while it's pulling against you. And after a certain number of instances, you'll be able to reel it all the way in. And I caught a portal fish. So when you catch it, you'll get XP. I have both the bonus perk that gives you extra XP, and I'm wearing a fishing hat, so that gave me a lot more XP than you usually get. But when you're doing the mini game, you're going to use the WASD keys to go against which way the fish is pulling. So if it goes to the left, you're going to hold down D to go to the right, and that kind of thing. Now it'll also go at angles, so it'll go up to the right, up to the left, down to the left, down to the right. You can use either the left or the either direction of the opposite way it's going in order to reel it in or to resist it. So for example, if it's going here, I'll wait, and of course it won't do it. So there, it's going up and to the right. I can either hold down left or down. And now I'll reel it in, and you'll notice I only did it once. I only did the mini game once, and I caught a stapler. So junk is usually 1 or 2 rounds of that little mini game. Fish have pretty consistently always been 3. So if you're reeling it in after 1 or 2, it's probably junk. So that's what I've noticed. You can get a bunch of different kinds of junk. I don't know if the junk varies based on location, but the fish do. So when it's coming at you, you need to hold down the S key. Even though it's coming at you, you still need to do that. You'll also notice when you're not pulling the correct way, you hear and see that you've got slack on the line. And after a certain period of time, that'll pop the fish off or pop the junk off. So there, see how you could hear it when I wasn't pulling? And you'll notice it's going longer because I wasn't resisting the entire time and tiring it out. And there you go, another portal fish. So let's take a look at the skill. I haven't maxed it out yet, but I got pretty far. So the first fishing level 3 will show hotspots, and I'll show you that here in a second. Fishing level 5 gives you the tackle box recipe, which I will also show you in a second. Fishing level 10 gives you the hat and the angling waders, and fishing level 12 gives you a chance to not lose bait when you're fishing up junk, and I'll have a separate video on bait because I haven't messed with that too much, so I'll discuss that in a different video than I have now. And then the final is that certain underwater creatures will no longer feel threatened by your presence. I assume that means when you go diving, as they showed in the trailer, there's horrible crap down there, and maybe with this it won't mess with me. So so with level 3, which is really vital, you start seeing these hotspots. Now when you fish in the hotspot, if you throw your hook anywhere near the circles there, you're going to be guaranteed to catch a fish. You will not catch junk if you cast your line in that circle area. Now sometimes you won't see these, and you start fishing, and then they'll appear. They appear in different spots in different bodies of water, so check the whole body of water if you haven't seen them. If you don't see one, go ahead and start fishing, and maybe after a couple times it'll pop up. They also will go away. So after about 10 or 15 fish in one go, I've seen these hotspots disappear. So you want to... I stopped fishing at that point because nobody wants to catch junk. So the hotspots are real important because they make it so that it's much easier to see where the fish, when you know you're going to catch fish. So you'll notice that the number of times I play the mini game doesn't seem to change. Again, for fish it seems to be 3, and for junk it's 1 or 2, and then the number of times it switches direction of movement is about 3 to 4. Sometimes it can be 2, sometimes it can be 5. It's just kind of random. However, that changes when you hit level 5 and unlock the tackle box. This is the tackle box. So the tackle box is really, it needs kind of mid-materials to make. You need the reinforced wood planks and leather scraps. You also need fisherman's glue, which you create yourself on a cooking pot with hydrochloric acid and fish bones. So once you make that, you can now sit, and not only do you not lose, you don't get tired as quickly, but you also gain a bonus to catch fish. And so the tackle box makes it fish easier to catch, tiring quicker than you do. So what this means is the number of mini games that you're going to play per cast is the same, but the amount of time that you're spending in that is lower, and the number of times it'll switch direction is also lower by like 1 or 2. Like, it definitely speeds it up, but not a ton. But it seems to make it a little easier and a little quicker while you're sitting on the tackle box. And again, you're not getting tired while you're doing it, which is awesome. So the tackle box is a super good add. See, that was super quick, right? There you go. So that did take quite a bit. Oh, not quite. I was one shy. So it does go pretty quick with the tackle box. A little quicker. Worth having it, certainly. So then that's how the tackle box works. And then let's take a look at the 2 clothing items. So the Lucky Fishing Hat is, again, very basic materials, nothing too crazy. And the hip waders need a bunch of the fisherman's glue, but otherwise some pretty basic materials. So the angler waders are armor 1 and cold resist +1. I don't think they do anything else. I think they look cool. So if you want to look like an angler, then there you go. But I don't think they do anything else. But the fishing hat gives you a good amount of more XP per catch, and you have a higher chance to catch a rare fish. I don't know what percentage that is, but the extra XP is definitely a big bump. So I've been getting 240 XP when I catch a fish with the hat. So let's go ahead and take what you get without the hat, keeping in mind I do have that, brain material perk or whatever that gives you 20%, 25% extra XP. Alright, let's see how much XP I get. 180. So I think it's about 120, 150 XP when you don't have the hat and don't have that perk. So the hat and the perk make it so that you level pretty quick, which is why I'm almost up to max now. which is awesome. So I will go over which spots you can fish at. I'll have a separate video for the different locations I've found and the different kinds of fish that you find in those locations. And then I'll have a separate video for using bait. And then there's a fish that you can catch in flat hills that gives you material that allows you to craft a new kind of armor. I'll have a separate video for that as well. And then as I advance to the further along spots in the game, I'll also post some videos about the fun I've been having fishing in those spots and that kind of thing. And then the final thing to note is that while you're fishing or while you're sitting in your tackle box, you are vulnerable to getting attacked. So just keep that in mind. If there's ever baddies around, you want to clear the area first. And then finally, they added the new cooking chef's counter. You need this chef's counter in order to break down fish. So in order to chop up fish, you need a powered chef's counter, and then that lets you break down the fish for fish meat. And then most fish seem to have some interesting and unique items that you get from chopping them up. And then the different fish have different values for food and how much food they give you, that kind of thing. I've been having a blast with this. I look forward to seeing what crazy locations I can fish in and some of the weird fish I can catch, but it's been a lot of fun. It's definitely worth your time if you like this kind of thing, and you can end up getting some good stuff out of it. Hopefully I've explained it well. If you guys have any questions, let me know, but otherwise keep an eye out for some more fishing videos.